Hello guys, welcome to this video. So in this video we will be talking about that how to integrate the Google OAuth login inside your Svelte application. Svelte is basically a framework for building web applications similar to React.js, Vue.js. So you can see right on your screen, if I load, I'm running this localhost 8080, and we have a simple login with Google button right here. And if I click this button, my window will appear. Hereby I can simply choose my account. After that, it will actually display the profile picture, email address, display name, everything right here. This is actually, it will redirect me to the profile page, localhost 8080/profile. So this is a very simple application you can check out with any Google account. If you go to the same page, so if you're doing it for the very first time, then it will ask you for the information. So similarly you can do it. So it's happening in Svelte, which is a web framework. We'll be showing you how to integrate this step by step in this tutorial like this. So if you're watching it for the very first time, please hit that like button, subscribe the channel. Svelte, if you don't know guys, Svelte is actually latest version is 5. It is released just 9 months ago. So this is their official website. It's a framework for building enhanced web applications, and it's very popular framework among developers. So we'll be looking at how to integrate this. So if you want to get the full source code guys, the link is given in the description. You can directly go to my website procodestore.com and purchase the full source code with full documentation and support. After you purchase it, you will actually get a zip file from Google Drive automatically after the payment. So this is actually the full directory structure with full documentation. So I will be showing you step by step in this tutorial how to do this step. So now let's get started. So my server, as you can see, it's running it. I will stop this server and start from scratch. So the very first thing you will do, we will navigate to the projects directory right here. And here I will make a new Svelte project. So what I will do, there is a command right here if you want to make a new Svelte project, which is npx degit degit svelte js slash template, and then followed by the name of the project. So I will simply say Svelte Google login. This is actually the command, which is npx degit svelte.js slash template and followed by the name of the project. Enter it and it will actually create this project for you in the root directory. So it will actually clone this a basic svelte.js project inside this directory. So it will take some time, 5 to 10 seconds. So you will now see it has cloned it. So we can navigate to this directory, Svelte Google login, and open this inside VS Code. So it will look something like this. If you see, this is actually the directory structure of the project. Let me close the previous one. So we have the app.svelte file right here. We have the main.js file, and we have this package.json file right here. So the very first thing we need to do, we need to install all the modules for our Svelte app. So I will simply invoke, so it has already downloaded all these node modules folder guys. So once you invoke that command, it will automatically import all the node.js modules. You don't need to execute that npm I command. So it will automatically do it for you. So don't need to do this. And apart from that, we also need to install two more third-party packages. First is JWT decode. This module will be responsible for decoding the credentials that we will be getting from Google Authentication API. So JWT stands for JSON Web Token, and we will be decoding it. So this module is necessary for decoding that information. So install this. And the second module we need is the routing module for Svelte routing. So this is specifically designed for integrating the routing functionality in the Svelte app, npm I Svelte routing. So in this tutorial, I will also show you how to set up routes inside your Svelte applications. Let's suppose you have multiple pages inside your application. So that's why this module will come into the picture. So you can now run your application by simply invoking this command npm run dev. This will start your development server, which is http localhost 8080. So if you just navigate to this address in the browser, you will basically see a really simple Svelte JS app, Hello World. If you just need to edit this, you can go to app.svelte and just make a change right here in the template. So if you hard code this value hello world, so you can see that it will change. Let me also just delete everything from your styles as well. So now you can see that. So it is changing. So now the very first thing we need to do, we need to create a folder here, which is stores. Sorry, we just need to create a file right here. Just create a file, stores. So if you don't know about Svelte store, guys, basically it's a central location where we store everything related to the application. So for this application, we will simply be holding an object which will hold the user profile of the user. So for doing this, we will be importing the Svelte store, and it contains a writable method contained inside it. So Svelte store, you may say it's a centralized way of storing data inside your application. It is Redux. If you have studied React.js, you will have seen Redux, which is a state management. Similarly, for Svelte.js application, we have Svelte store if you want to store a lot of information inside your application. So we'll be only be storing one object, user object. Current value will be null. Writable we will be using, not writable. W will be small. So the current value of this object will be null whenever you start your application. So we will be just be uh, setting this value or getting the value. So this is really important because you just need to declare this file store.js and just register this global variable of user object. So just close this file, and the next file we need to create is the components folder. So right here just create a components folder, and right here just create the login component, login.svelte. Similarly, you will have the second component, profile.svelte. These components are there. So the next thing we need to do, guys, right here, just go to the login component, and right here we have the script tag right here. We will, let me first of all write the HTML which is responsible. So here we will be using some Tailwind CSS classes. Tailwind is a framework, CSS framework, which has pre-built classes. So these are all Tailwind classes that I am writing right here. BG gray stands for background color. So now to include the Tailwind, if you want to, just search for the CDN and just include the CDN in the public index.html file, which is located in the public folder. So right here you can include the CDN. So after you include this, all these classes will come into the picture, and then we will have a simple heading class. So we will simply say login with Google. We will have basically a div tag which will have an ID, Google sign in button. We will also be giving a class to it of BG blue 500. Text will be white color, px4 py2, and the button will be rounded, and it will also have a shadow on medium devices. When we hover onto the button, the background color will change from 500 to 600. Cursor will change to pointer. So these are all Tailwind classes, guys. You can read the documentation on their official website, and the label of the button will be sign in with Google. So if you just refresh now your application, just go to, and the thing is that guys, you do need to uh, make the routing file as well right here inside your source.app.svelte folder. By default hello world is showing right here. Instead of this, we just need to import our router inside the main file. So right here we will simply import the router and the route. This will be coming from the base Svelte package, Svelte routing package that we installed. And then we need to import the login component, which will be coming from component Svelte. And here you will be having the base router tag. Inside this you will have two routes. First route will be going to the home page. Path is slash, and the component value here will be login component. So if you now refresh your application, by default this button will be showing. So this is all style will tailwind CSS. We included the CDN for it. This is a button right here. If you click, nothing will happen, but you just need to bind a on click listener to this button, so that when we click this button, we have given this ID right here. If you see, we have given this ID. So now we can target this ID in the JavaScript. Right here we can simply uh, you have a life cycle method for every Svelte.js component. This function on mount will execute. So this executes when components mounts. This will only execute once, but at the starting. So here we need, what we need to do, we need to create a brand new script tag, and the script source is equal to, and here we need to provide the URL to which we will be making the request. So accounts.google.com/gsi/client. And when this script is loaded, in that case we need to simply say Google is window.google, and then it contains this method Google accounts.id.initialize, and here we need to provide the client ID. So this client ID, client underscore ID, sorry, client underscore ID. So this will be coming from Google Cloud Console, and the second parameter will be the callback function. So here we will be calling this function handle credential response. You can just call it anything, but I will be calling this. So right here we will need to define this function which will be getting our data. So function handle credentials response, and it will be having the response as an argument automatically passed. So just format the document. So right here guys, we need to go to Google Cloud Console, and right here just create your OAuth client ID, select the web application type to be web application, authorized redirect, authorized JavaScript origin will be the home page of the application, which is by default it runs on 8080. This is my address. Same address you need to copy paste inside your authorized redirect URI. Simply click on create, and then it will actually give you the client ID and the client secret. We only need the client ID. This will be different for you, so don't copy my client ID. Simply paste it. So now your client ID have been pasted. So after you do this, you will see the response coming right here. If I console log it and try to run this application, let's suppose if I navigate to the home page, click on this button, nothing will happen. I think we haven't added that script tag to the body. So yeah, we forgot to add this. So after you do this, we also need to say Google accounts.id, and here we need to render the button. So this is actually this function render button, and we can render button in that location, Google sign in button. You will see we have given this ID Google sign in button. So we are rendering it right here, and we will basically put a comma, and here we need to provide the theme. So the theme will be outline, and the size of the button will be large. So after you do this, we need to add this script tag to the body, document body append child script. So now you will see the signing with Google button. Click this button, a window will open. Right here you need to select your Google account. So just make sure the information that you submitted is correct, because yeah, I know this why this error is taking place. We also need to add this HTTP localhost as well. Apart from the port number, we also need to write HTTP localhost as well. So we forgot to do this. Just go to it and second authorized JavaScript origin. So both HTTP localhost and HTTP localhost with port number. Simply update this, and now this error will not take place if you just refresh your application. Now you will see signing with as coding Siksha. So click it, select your account, and if you go to the console, and you will actually see an object which will be, this will be the client ID, which client ID credential. So we need this credential right here, which you see that we need to decode this credential which is coming, JWT token. So now to decode this, we will be importing that method that we installed, which is JWT decode. This is actually the package. So right at the very top, we will import that method JWT decode, and it will be coming from this package JWT decode. So JWT, you can say it's a method, and also from that we will be importing the navigate method from Svelte routing package, and we also need to import that user that we stored inside the /store file, store files. That's all. So after importing everything, we can declare a Google variable right here as a global variable. So after you do this, after you add this, we will now be adding this handle credential response. So now to actually decode this, we will be using this JWT decode, and here we will be passing the response.credential value. This will actually get the profile of the user.set. So we are actually using this user store variable that we declared early on inside the stores.js file. Currently this is null by default. We can access this value inside any Svelte component. This is a beauty of using Svelte store, guys. It's a centralized location where you declare your object or any sort of data. So from any component we can access it. So that's why we use this method, which is user.get or user.set. So in this way we will be manipulating the state of the application by passing an object, the name, which will be located in data.name, email, data.email, and image URL is data.picture. So after setting these three values, it's now becomes very easy, and after that we can redirect the user to the profile page. So navigate / profile, that's all. So after you do this change, click on signing with Google, click your account, and you will be redirected to the profile route. Now in that profile route, profile.svelte, we just need to show the information which we are coming right here. So again we will be using the tailwind classes. So just to center it everything, we will be using these classes. So right here we will be these classes is this one, sorry. So here we will be having a one condition. So this condition will be in curly bracket, and if hash if current user. So this current user, we will be defining it in the JavaScript. So we will be getting it from the store, centralized store. So right here in the script tag, we will be importing first of all the user from store file, and also we will be importing on destroy from the base Svelte library package. It's a lifecycle method to in order to destroy the component. We will be declaring two more variables, unsubscribe and the current user, which will be empty object. So here we will be basically be first of all be defining the on destroy, which is very simple. If the component is destroyed, then unsubscribe. Call the unsubscribe method. So now to get the user, we will be defining the unsubscribe method. This will be very simple, user dot. So this is three methods which are available in Svelte store, guys. In order to set any value, we have the set method. In order to subscribe or get notification about a changed value, we have the subscribe method, and the third value is the update. If you want to change the state of the application, you can call update. So now in this case we need to get the value, so we need to subscribe. So here we will say subscribe to that value, subscribe, and the value will be coming right here. The current user will become the actual value. So now we have the current user in the if block. We will close this if block. So based upon that, we will show the image. Width 24, height 24. It will be rounded, and the source current user dot image URL. So similarly, we will be displaying the name and the email address as well. The format is very simple, so I will simply copy paste it just to save some time. So we are displaying this image, we are displaying the current user dot name, current user dot email. This completes the application. If I try to go to, so it is saying some kind of error is there. Let me paste the code, guys. I think I make some kind of mistake right here. The whole source code is given, you can directly purchase it. Let me paste it. So let me see what is the error which is coming. I think I slash profile. Oh, sorry, we forgot to do this, guys. This is a very silly mistake. We need to do for the routing app.svelte. Just make sure that you have given the route here properly. That's why I forgot to do this part. path you need to provide /profile and which component to load. So we need to load this profile component. So we have a second route of the application. So we have two routes. We have done the routing. So if I navigate to /profile, you will see the information. If you click profile Svelte, this is actually, if you see, we have this. Let me see which is where is this file right here. Let me see. Uh, route path component is profile. So profile, it is located in the components folder. If you see, I don't know why it is not doing it. Again, it is saying 404. Oh, sorry. Could not resolve store. Sorry, the name of the file is stores. So in the profile here it is saying, sorry, the name of the file is stores. That's all. Just make this change. That's very silly mistake. So now you can see the display name, email address and profile picture is showing properly. This is a project, guys. If you are interested in purchasing the source code with full documentation, the link will be given in the description. You can purchase it from procodestore.com. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please hit that like button, subscribe the channel as well, and I will be seeing you in the next video.